to another edition of the free refill episode 28. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. We had a excellent batch of Week 15 games. We're going to have an excellent Week 15 game on Monday Night Football to close it out. But, as you can see, there is no box of shame. There is no some shamed player or coach. It is one of my great friends, a Miami Dolphin fan, the GOAT. Give him a round of applause. Give up a round of applause for Diamond, everybody. Diamond has made his return to the show. It's good to be back. Diamond,
yeah. Good to be back.
How's it feel? How's it feel?
It feels great. It feels good to be on a great show. The show's grown a lot since the last time I've been on, it seems, which is awesome. Feels good to talk some football again, and it feels right.
I'm excited, man. It's been a huge season.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, and it's been a minute since we've talked some big time football. It's been a minute since we've been able to get
big time football tonight in under 40-degree weather.
We know Tua thrives in that, baby. We know those Dolphins love that weather.
God, we need Devon A-Chain to rush for like 200 plus, and we'll be okay. But it's going to be tough.
It is going to be difficult against that Steelers defense. But I don't know. They struggled. They felt like they struggled a couple weeks ago against Buffalo. So I definitely feel like it's far from impossible.
True.
James Cook's a good running back. So definitely the focal point that Miami's leading. Honestly, and I'll be real, going into the year for the Dolphins, I would not have expected. Like, I know A-Chain is very good and probably undervalued coming even into the year. But to think that that's definitely their big strength. Like when you look at coming in season with Tyreek Hill and
it's about time we used it. Like, I don't know, like you look at last year's production and then like even like early into the year when Tyreek went down, like dude was only getting like 10, 12 carries a game, and it's like he's averaging like 6 to 8 carries a game, or 6 to 8 yards a carry, I should say, in some of these games, and it's like, where's the production? And then like they finally brought in that sixth lineman, and they've been using that pretty frequently. I mean, hey, we've been winning games, but it's like it took him long enough to realize, but yeah, man, I mean, he's the star. I mean, I love Tyreek, I love Waddle, but the Chain's definitely the guy. Especially he's only like 24, 25 years old. Like he's super young.
Right, they've got a lot of potential, and I think looking at where, especially with the Tyreek Hill injury early in the year, they had to lean in. They were almost forced to. We're down our top.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing too, is like I feel like when we only had like one receiver, like especially when it was Waddle, it's like he just gets so force fed. So it's like you got to have options. And even when we had options, it was like just force feed Tyreek. It's like, dude, like it obviously doesn't work anymore. It worked when nobody knew what we were about, and it's like, oh, like wow, like they just run deep routes with Tyreek Hill. It's not hard to guard, like deep cover two. And as you slowly saw his production go down. And I mean, honestly, I don't know what we're gonna do with Tyreek, but I'm liking the way we're looking. I remember, I think it was at this point, maybe 5-6 weeks ago, we were 1-7, and I told you guys I wanted to come on and just bash the Dolphins. And somehow, I know we haven't played the best teams, but we've miraculously turned our season into a mediocre season. It kind of sucks because I don't think we're going to make the playoffs, but also we're going to miss out on a top 5, top 10 pick. But honestly, I tell people, like, as much as I love that pick, I would rather see the team come together over just losing the locker room, because I thought the locker room was lost. I wanted McDaniel gone, everything. But the team turned it around for him, which is I was shocked. So I mean, if that can get brought together, and then going into next year, we put a couple more pieces on, like the O-line, maybe another weapon or something, we can. I'm hoping we can finally piece it together. Because a couple of years ago, I mean, we were good going in the playoffs, and just go to Buffalo or go to Kansas City, and it's immediately down.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, the change in what the expectation was. Like, I would have thought after a certain amount of time, Mike McDaniel was going to be canned.
I thought he was canned after like week 6. I mean, our GM did.
Right, and you see all these. I mean, you've seen Callahan get kicked out of Tennessee. You've seen Dable get kicked out of New York.
Very quickly.
And
yeah, I was shocked by Dable, if I'm being honest. Like, I know they weren't doing things, but like I thought they were kind of just feeling it out with Dart and Scatterbo. Like, I thought they were starting to piece things together, and all of a sudden he was gone. That was surprising.
Right, it did kind of. I always was heavy set against Dable, just because I felt a lot when you looked at his one big season success at 9-6-1. It wasn't like Daniel. They weren't producing at an incredibly high level. Like, they just made Daniel Jones kind of this Alex Smith game manager type, and then leaned into Saquon's strengths. And then after that, without Saquon being fully healthy, consistent.
Oh, dude, they went down the hill. Yeah,
they just didn't have the same production. Yeah. So it was. I felt, at least from what I can remember of what I felt at the time, I felt Dable was going to be gone before McDaniel. But the fact that McDaniel is resurrected and been able to keep his job is impressive in and of itself. Because, again, when it feels like you're going to lose the locker room, it's very hard to win that back.
Exactly. Well, and then, like, seeing the GM go, I was like, I don't necessarily think it was his fault. You know what I mean? Like, he's put together a solid team over the years. He's went and signed free agents. But I will say, like, as I've seen the last couple of years, it's like when it comes to linemen, he can't draft. He's drafted like one good one over the past like 5 to 10 years. Well, I mean, you had Tunsil, but we traded him away. And then just the ones he signs are just like old veterans that don't stay healthy. It's like that's been a lot of our issues is guys just don't stay healthy. And it's like he just can't judge talent. But to Stephen Ross, the owner, like he cares about winning games, but at the end of the day, like he's an owner. He cares about putting seats or, asses in seats. So, right. I mean, he wants the team to be good, but if he's still selling tickets, he's fine. So, which I kind of don't like, but something happened. I don't know if it was an energy or what, but dark magic, I don't know. To go from 2-7 to 6-7 with a chance to be at 500, especially like beating Buffalo, like besides that our wins have been very, like, in my opinion, easygoing. But the Buffalo win was big. That's when I kind of knew, like, wow, this team's maybe putting something together.
I definitely could see it. And I mean, listen, I think the real question now for the Dolphins, at least, because obviously, playoffs are, even if they'd have to win out and they need someone to collapse down the stretch to have a chance to get in, and it starts tonight going into Pittsburgh. Where does, depending on let's say they go in and win this game, what is, I guess before even saying what they think if they win this game, what's the expectation going in? What is Miami expecting to go in do in Pittsburgh?
Well, I've got 2 stats that's not going to make my case look good. We have lost 12 straight games, even before Tua, in temperatures of under 40. And Tua, I believe, is like 0-5 or 0-6. It's something like that. And another stat I've realized is the Pittsburgh Steelers have not lost a home Monday night game since 1991.
Ooh.
So, I get like things can happen, but those are pretty crazy numbers. And so I don't know, Miami's defense has got to be on par. And honestly, that's not the part I worry about now because I think their defense has come together. But I think you just got to pound the rock. Like Tua's only been averaging like 175, 200 yards a game. They're not really doing much on the offensive side of things when it comes to passing the ball. But with like I don't think Ollie Gordon's playing tonight, but with like the running back group we've got, if we can just keep that going, but it's got to be just consistent play calling. Like when we played the Saints, we only beat them by like 4 points, which, let's be real, like probably should have been a lot more, especially because I think we went up like 2 scores early. And it's like the first drive was perfect, went down the field, and we only ended with a field goal, but it was just the point that it was consistent. You had maybe a toss and you had to dive and you had to play action. But then it's just like as the game goes on, it's like the playbook just condenses and like we have to just adjust better. So going up against a good like veteran team in the Steelers, especially like a veteran coach. I mean, I don't even want to say the word veteran, an all-time coach in Tomlin. It's like they got to come to play. It's going to be a tough one, and honestly, it's going to come down to, I think, playing in the weather. It's going to be cold. I don't know. Is it supposed to snow?
I haven't checked the forecast. I don't think there's snow. I just think it's going to be cold and
just cold.
I think it's good. Yeah, I imagine it's just going to be one of those. Not like ice bowl conditions, but like it's going to be chilly.
No, but it's going to be cold.
You're going to see Pittsburgh. You're going to see your breath.
Yeah. Yep, and that's what worries me for the Dolphins. They've been practicing in it this week, which is like a little different than what they normally do. So hopefully they're somewhat used to it. But I mean, practice game time, we all know. I mean, that's much different. So they got to just pound the rock and take points too. One thing I've noticed about them is like, oh my God, there's times they don't take field goals, and it's like, dude, like you just got to win, and like you're jeopardizing because of analytics, which I'm not a big fan of analytics myself.
Either am I.
It's like, especially if like you're up 1 score, like dude, go up 2. Kick a field goal.
Dude,
It's
yeah. It's
it's
terrible.
it kills me. It kills me.
I think also it's a weird like risk versus reward mentality with those analytics because
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things, and this is something that happened earlier this year for the Steelers, they were in Chicago, and that was a close game. That game was like it was like 31-28 ball game. They were playing with Mason Rudolph as their quarterback. They had a chance to go in and upset, the current leader of the NFC North.
Sure.
And in the first half, there's like a 4th and 1. They tried their own version of the tush push. They don't get it. And I think the reality is you need to take. I've always been if your points are on the board, you got to take them. Especially if you're a team like Pittsburgh, who is not.
Yeah, well, with like a backup quarterback, like
especially
you're struggling to win the game. Like you got to. Yeah,
you have to take.
It's the same in Miami. It's the same.
And the other thing is that people don't. I feel this not really felt as much in these analytics is it keeps pressure on the other team because as you add points, it still holds your. It
changes games. Like you take 2 times where a team goes for it on 4th, and like, I mean, you're talking a touchdown. 2 field goals, 6 points. I mean, you see a lot of these games. It comes down to like 1 or 2 scores, and it's like it could be a 1-score game where you may not be having to go for 2. Like. It ends up, it doesn't seem crazy in the moment, but as you get to the end of the game, I mean, it's almost like when people bet, they bet an over and like say like someone misses like 2 field goals and like, oh wow, those 6 points would be nice. Like it's the same for winning the game. Like those 6 points could literally, like it could be a tie game, but no, you're down 6 because you decided to get hot when you were tied. I don't ever understand the math behind it. And like, I feel like I'm a guy that like, not like a mathematician, but like I don't get the stats behind it. It's like points win ball games, not risk. Like
right.
But
take your points.
That's the modern NFL we live in for you.
Dan Campbell, man, he revolutionized.
He ruined it.
He ruined it.
He came and said he was going to bite people at the kneecaps.
And
now everyone wants to bite people at the kneecaps. Yeah,
people have broken teeth now. Like they're trying too hard to bite. It's not okay.
It's not the NFL we grew up with. That's for sure.
It's changed so much. What is this?
I know.
Going into tonight as well, one of the big things that I feel, I guess, and also this goes back to, I guess, throwing the ball when you're talking about Tyreek Hill being covered on those cover 2s. One of the interesting things about football that I've seen change so much from those days is that like 4,000 high 4,000 numbers or 5,000 numbers are just not something that's been hit in the last 5 years. Just not there.
It's strange.
Like Drake May, who's an MVP leader right now, does not have a 300-yard passing game.
And you look at some of those old guys who were averaging like 305, 320. I mean, it was like literally who was the race to get 5,000 usually. I mean, Manning that one year put up 5,400. But even like 2 or 3 guys behind him had like high 4s to 5. And like now you maybe get like 5 quarterbacks who throw for like the mid 4s, which is weird because like to me it seemed like it was becoming a passing league, run on first down, pass. I don't know if it's just like, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's because they get the ball like 5 or 10 yards down the field further now too.
That's also
they used to get the ball at the 20, now they get it at the 30. Kickoffs are going a little bbit further, but I don't know. Maybe it's clock management. Teams aren't getting as long as drives with, I don't know. It's weird. It's because it's like falling off a lot, I feel like.
Definitely falling off in that category. And in terms of just the constant usage of cover 2 deep balls, like I see, like, I mean, not that Pittsburgh's like prolific at passing the ball, but Pittsburgh had like the entire stretch of November, they didn't have a pass of 20 or more air yards. Like, right. Yeah. It boggles my mind how this ability...
It doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't know. It's like hard to even explain. Like, even when defenses, in my opinion, were more dominant 5-10 years ago, I think defenses have let up a lot. Like, even top defenses were getting shredded by offenses. Like, I feel like it's almost like a more conservative game now too for a lot of teams, which is strange, but it's definitely odd. It's odd to watch.
And thinking about, I mean, this might be controversial, but I think a lot of the quarterbacks now. I'm not saying that they're like the best. I don't think this is like a peak generation of quarterback, but I think Tom Brady's talked about this a couple times where the game has been almost dumbed down to the sense where there are a lot of other quarterbacks who are able to find success in the league because the game has been so significantly simplified and it's been much harder for defenses to. Like seeing the resurgence of a Daniel Jones or a Sam Darnold or a Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, like system quarterbacks. Yeah.
Offenses. It's in this position where like there are more better than average quarterbacks, but there's fewer all-time amazing great quarterbacks.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing too, because like, you know, I know people are pretty excited about like the Chiefs being eliminated. I get it; they've been dominating. But like, you take a guy like Patrick Mahomes, I feel like Tony Romo.
Patrick
but it's like the guy's an all-time talent, and it's like people just take that for granted because they're sick of seeing him win. Which I get. You know, people think the Chiefs like have the upper advantage. I get those sides to it as someone who's especially watched and had my team lose to them. But like you can't deny like the level of like talent he has too, you know what I mean? Like it's like people tend to take that for granted, and then like when there isn't any action, they're like, "Oh my god, like where is it?" It's like, "Well, no, this is there. You just hate on it." It's I related a lot to like Steph Curry when he was coming around in like 2014, 2015, 2016, like people hated him because he was just so dominant and like he shot every shot and he made every shot. And now you get to where he's like 35 or 36 and people are like, man, we really took him for granted. It's like, yeah, like he's a Hall of Fame, probably best point guard ever, you know, debating. But we got to appreciate talent more as fans too, I feel like.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even like think about when you think about how happy like when Phillip Rivers comes out of retirement, fans are like ecstatic for a 44-year-old guy who like, I mean, still kind of has more than what I even thought looking at that Seattle Seahawks Colts game. But like,
I mean, it was one. Yeah, I was shocked.
Dude, everyone was excited for the grandfather return. Like even on social media, everybody was hyped for it. And I guess it's just one of those. I mean, he's been retired since like
5 years, like 4 years.
Since COVID, it's been crazy.
It was COVID. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just this intense feeling of nostalgia when something's about to just completely be out of there.
And that's what it is. Nostalgia's a crazy drug, dude. It's a crazy drug. And like we don't even realize it. It's like we miss eras because now they're gone.
Yeah, dude. And even now, like imagine the Colts were playing that game close in Seattle, and I was thinking, you know what? Screw it. Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers playoff game 2025. Here we go. Like, imagine.
Let's book it. Let's book it.
Could you imagine being at that game?
Oh my god, it'd probably be a slugfest, but like
it would be such a defensive slugfest.
Just for the vibes of it, it would be awesome. Like, especially like us, like who, you know, were probably like what, like 10 or 11 years old, 12, when like those guys were really in their prime, and like that's when, especially like you and me, probably were just starting to really love football. It's like, yeah, dude, it'd be awesome. It's almost like when the heavyweights come back to fight. Not that that's ever really a good idea, but it's worth it just for one last watch.
I feel like an unk just even like thinking about going to that game.
Me too. I'm like, oh, when I was 10 or 11, like
who's
it's like 10, 12 years ago now.
Like kids in the comments like, who's Phillip Rivers? I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
And
I always kids that are born in like 2018, they don't know any better.
It's like the weirdest thing to me is, and that's weird to me too, because I was watching like some video on it where this like I think probably like coach or this other was showing all these kids like old players, and they didn't know like Richard Sherman, like and like I don't know about y'all, but like I would know the older players from before when I played. Like I didn't watch a whole lot of Randall Cunningham. I wasn't really around for Randall Cunningham.
But we just like we learned about him through like Madden or like even just football highlight. Like it was, I don't know. It was, we just like wanted to learn more about the old, I feel like, but also just because it was like almost like putting right in front of us. Nowadays it's just so like today, like, and like kids don't really want to, I'm sure kids don't really care unfortunately.
You
But
got to get the
the
kids to
history's
care.
important. The history's important. Yeah.
Got to know your history, or you're doomed to repeat it. I mean, look at
Yeah, exactly.
look at the Jets, man. They keep repeating their. I don't know what's.
Golly, dude. Poor Tap. Is he even a Jets fan anymore?
I think he is. He's been so the way it's been going is at his internship at Temple. He would come in every day and they'd ask, "Hey Taff, what do you think the Jets' record is going to be?" So after they played the Steelers close, it was like 12-5, and then it dropped to 10-7, and then 8-9, and then 4-12, and then 2-15. I was like, just wow, that was quick, man.
Hey, Captain goes down with the ship, man. I gotta give him credit.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. As long as I'll say it every time. I gotta give some credit to fans of bad teams because they stay on
It's
that
so
sinking
hard.
ship.
I've been on it for a long time with Miami, and there's been times I very much wish that I was.
Was
I hate to say it, but raised a Buffalo fan, and just because they've been doing it, but it's the loyalty that counts, no doubt.
Exactly. I mean, and oh my gosh, there's something else. I think the other thing, like for example, Carolina Panthers. Like I can't fathom. Like there have been good Panthers moments, like more better moments some other teams for a team that's only been around I think since 19.
Yeah, like then yeah.
They like today. Today was a perfect example of like a Panthers moment. The Bucks lose to Atlanta on Thursday night. They get Kyle Pitts all over the face, and it's like you have to beat the Saints. Beat the Saints, and you can have the division lead. And then losing to New Orleans that way. Like that's so Carolina, man. Like getting swept by a team with 4 wins. You are half of New Orleans' win percentage.
Well, and then like they can beat teams like they beat Miami. Not that Miami's super good, but that was a crazy win. And then they also beat. When Atlanta was hot, they beat Atlanta 30-0,
and they beat the Rams.
And then they beat the Rams. Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like that's like how's it even possible? Like it's crazy, and it's so weird too to think like 10 years ago. Wow, it's also crazy to say. Like they were in the Super Bowl, they had prime Cam Newton, and then just they tanked. Like it's weird. The NFL is a crazy, crazy league.
I mean, it is, and dude, I'm going to pivot real quick because I just thought of this other thought. Back to kind of Steelers Dolphins. One of the things that people, the headlines I think going into this game is looking in the rearview mirror and talking about the trade that happened at the beginning of the year with Jalen Ramsey and the Minkah Fitzpatrick swap.
Yeah,
that's got to be one of the bigger headlines going into this game. Minkah's return to Pittsburgh. Jalen faces one of the teams.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
What's your? I haven't seen all of the. I've tried to watch as much football as I can. What's the impact? Because I've seen Minkah make a few plays. What's your take on how Minkah's come back to Miami and ingratiated in?
Yeah, so I was gonna say the same thing about Ramsey. As I haven't seen much of him myself because I haven't watched as much football as I've wanted to this year. But I will say, like in the moments I have seen from Miami, and like he seemed at first, like when we were like 1-2-7. He kind of reminded me of like when he was there before. He's like, God, dude, like, because Minkah, he wants to win. Like, he wants to be somewhere where he can win, and like he just looked kind of lifeless. Like, in me, I was like, dude, he's just gonna leave again, and I don't blame him. Like, I love Minkah. I was very surprised that we actually traded back for him. Like, that doesn't happen much. I feel like,
yeah.
And but over these past 4 or 5 games, when I've like seen highlights, like he is. I would say he's definitely like a leader, and like he's made those plays, but like he's he's everywhere. Like he's in the backfield, he's making plays like in the secondary. I will say like him and Jordan Brooks, our middle linebacker. Like I think both of them together, like definitely he definitely seems more like a leader now because he's gotten older, of course too. But I'm definitely pleased with what I've seen.
I at first, so my reaction when I first had this trade was. Minkah had struggled in the last 2 years in Pittsburgh. He wasn't the ball hawk he was. I think I know he has at least 2 picks. He's definitely gotten more production in the stat sheet. But the main reason I wanted Ramsey was I thought we needed help at cornerback. Like Joey Porter Jr. was young, getting too many holding calls. Brandon Echols is a small corner. I don't know how to feel about James Pierre. And we needed some veteran leadership at the cornerback position. we had that at safety in Minka, but he just wasn't producing. So I was like, all right, go get Jalen Ramsey. Let's go see what he can do. And like after he got cooked by Jamar Chase on Thursday Night Football earlier in the year, they just put him at safety and then said, be Minka Fitzpatrick. And I was like,
oh, wow.
Like, that's kind of where he's been. He's played, when he's playing, he's usually playing safety. And I think right now he hasn't been, but, like, I don't think he's just been healthy. So
I didn't know that. That's very interesting because a lot of talk with Miami fans was he doesn't have it anymore man-to-man. Like, whenever he thrives, it's in zone. Like, he should move to safety. Right. And I'm like, oh, he's never going to do that. It's Jalen Ramsey. He's got an ego. But that's super interesting you say that because, like, makes sense. I mean, he's getting old. Now. I mean, he's getting older.
He's definitely gotten older. I just didn't think it was going to be like, oh, wow, that's so bad. Because when we played Cincinnati first time this year, it was, I think, some of the worst coverage of a receiver. Like, and I don't know. I mean, I get this happens occasionally. But listen, I've always been critical of Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin will sometimes coach his defense like he has no idea who the best player on the other side of the field. He just doesn't. Mm-hmm. Like, it happened in 2015, so vivid in my mind. Week 1, we're playing New England. The year before, Bell got hurt. We could have made a run for the playoffs. We're down Bell. We're down Martavis Bryant. We're down Marquise Pouncey. And going into this game, I'm like, okay, it's going to be tough to try to win. We're going to try anyway. And defensively, I'm like, who's the Patriots' best player? Probably Rob Gronkowski. I think Edelman had a PED suspension, so he wasn't even on the field. It's Gronk.
It's a simple. We know. Yeah, like that's a simple. We know who the best. I mean, he's all time.
Gronk had, I think, 5 catches, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns, and like there was one play where I remember he's run down the middle of the field. It's like there was a commentator commentating over it. It was like, how many times are they going to play one on none coverage on Gronk?
Yeah, yeah. It's baffling too when you're like watching as a fan because it's like obviously you're like, oh, like, why are we not doing this? But it's the symbols like, no, like why are you not? Like he's doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like they're not going to stop. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You have to make an adjustment.
And even with like Jamar Chase too, it was a similar thing. Like on the last play of the game, like he's not covered.
Didn't he get targeted? Was that the game he got targeted like 23 times?
That's the one. Joe Flacco just...
Is it really? Okay. Like, yeah, like, you know where Joe's going. Like, he's going to force it even if he's double covered. Like, it's... Yeah.
It was insanity in him doing that every single time. It's like, I know where the ball's going. Like, the ball is going to 1. Cover number 1. Put someone on him. Put the water boy on him. But show me that you know he's there.
Someone, yeah.
Then tonight, tonight it could be. And the other thing that's so like I don't understand this about defenses. Sometimes Tomlin won't even know who the best guy is. Sometimes he'll know who the best guy is, but will let somebody like I wouldn't doubt it if Jalen Wright tonight goes for like $120 and 2 scores, just because.
I was thinking the same thing because like if he's going to try to like contain. Devon A-Chain, like A-Chain, I don't even know how you pronounce. He's one of my favorite players. I don't even know how you pronounce his last name, but yeah, it's gonna be like those second, like third down carries where we kind of switch it up, and that's how it's been for us sometimes. I mean, after A-Chain got hurt, not that the Jets are anything to like, fathom with defense wise. I mean, Wright went for like 125 yards, so it's like we have the skill. It's just using it properly. So I could definitely see A-Chain getting. Shut down a little. Not shut down, but you guys should definitely be game planning for him over anybody else.
Tonight, I mean, I'm looking at depth charts right now for the game tonight. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, the Dolphins are pretty much fully healthy, no real major injuries. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Tyreek Hill hurt in the ear, but that's been out for a long time. Meanwhile, looking at the Steelers. They're going to be down. I mean, Broderick Jones already got hurt. Now, I'm looking at it. Actually, I'm not even joking. I don't know who's starting at left tackle tonight. Genuinely no idea. Like, Andrews Pete out.
Watts out, right?
Well, Watts out with the punctured lung issue. Our first-round pick, Derek Harmon's out. We got cornerback James Pierre out. No, Warren's starting and still listed as the 1. Although I will say, a surprise.
Hold on, I don't know if this is going to mess up my screen.
a surprise little thing happening this season with the Steelers and their backfield. Basically, the guy I thought Jalen Warren was going to be, you know who that's been? Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah, it's been weird, like especially fantasy-wise, because I had Gainwell at one point. I was like, oh, Gainwell seems to be the guy. It's like 2 or 3, 4 straight games. Warren's the guy. I dropped Gainwell. Next thing you know, Gainwell's. I'm like, it's been like they're very. I mean, at least you guys have that kind of tandem duo, but it's been wild.
It's been kind of shocking because it's like 2 of the same back almost. Warren might have a little bit more strength.
Yeah,
than
super
Gainwell
similar.
Does, but
super similar.
They're two little scat backs. They're just doing what they're doing, I guess.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be an interesting game. I think one player who I keep an eye on for sure, Alex Highsmith. Underrated pass rusher when he is healthy, although he is never healthy. But he's healthy tonight. He's going to need to have a big impact, especially considering though there's no TJ on the other side. So it's going to be a combination of probably Jack Sawyer and Nick Herbig in the rotation trying to get pass rush. So,
and that's the thing against the Dolphins line is it don't really matter who it is. People find a way. Unfortunately,
people find a way.
It's bad, but I'm excited for it. Even though it's been a tough year, I've been definitely starting to. I mean, I always root for them, but when they weren't playing, I was like, I mean, it's hard to root for them when they don't even want to win. But now that they're kind of turning things around, I'm excited. I hope we can switch the narrative of the cold games, but it's
the game to do it.
I just hope it's not a tough watch. I at least hope it's a good game. There's always the idea where I could see Pittsburgh being up like 24-6 at halftime, and that would not be cool. But fingers crossed.
I will say one of the interesting things about the Steelers so far this year, they have been in 3 primetime games. They have lost all 3. They lost to Cincinnati, they lost to the Chargers, and they lost to the Packers. I was at that Green Bay game. They looked like booty chic. So we're gonna see.
Those are all tough opponents at least. Well, the Bengals not as much, but that was like I think Joe Flacco's first or second game, so I'm sure you guys weren't ready for that. But the Chargers are a weird team too. But Packers are kind of a weird team now too. Like they seem super dominant and they're not at all. But
I mean, that's the one other thing. Everyone in the NFL almost feels like a fraud right now. Like nobody feels legit.
You don't really know who's like clear cut. Yeah, like nobody is. I mean, even when you thought the Rams were like they lost to Carolina, so it's like I don't know.
Like and
then they were getting beat by like 10 against Detroit. Not that Detroit's a bad team, but and then they came back and won. So and Detroit's another, like you said, it's going to be a very interesting playoffs. I'm excited. It's not like the past couple years where it's like you kind of know from each side who's going. They'll find a way, but you know who's going. This year, it's going to be, I think, a lot of fun. No doubt.
It's anybody's race. It's probably Josh Allen's best chance as well to try to get that Super Bowl win.
Yeah, without Mahomes, 100%.
No Mahomes, no Joe Burrow, and possibly no Lamar Jackson, depending on what happens in the AFC North. So.
Yeah, the AFC is going to be the NFC. We all kind of know who's really good and who should make it, but the AFC is going to be a wild ride. No doubt.
I agree. I still am. And I mean, if it's not Josh Allen, man, I feel like if there are Buffalo fans out there, they would be heartbroken. Josh doesn't get this year. With the look, because I think all those teams are going to try to restock, reload, and shoot for it again next year. So
yeah, definitely,
it's all or nothing. I do know you had to take off 7:35, but if you got to get going, I understand. I just wanted I appreciate
no doubt. It's been fun though, man. I'm definitely gonna have to start hopping on more, especially if you guys do like the weeklies or whatever. So it's been fun being on the free refill.
We got Monday. I know we do the show Tuesday, and then we also got Thursday. We do the Thursday pre Sunday, and then I don't know when basketball.
So you guys
season,
are popping out like 4 a week right now.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm out on the grind right now. So and then when basketball season rolls around, we'll have to come up with a new schedule and
definitely.
But good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too. I'll be back, no doubt.
I'm excited. But guys, that was Diamond. Of course, I'm gonna play that little round of applause clip and thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate you showing out. Good luck tonight, but go Steelers, man.
You too. Go Fish. Let's go, boys. Peace out.
See you, man. Oh, well. ladies and gentlemen, that was my good friend Diamond. Excellent to see him come on tonight. I was very excited that was the case. So let's change some stuff here just so I could get everything back set up. Sorry, Todd Bowles is gonna have to be there 2 weeks. I did not have a replacement. It is what it is. But I'm excited for tonight's game. I mean, it's gonna be. I'm telling you, man. I'll tell you what I do need. I do need a big time Steelers win. If I can get a Steelers win, I will be more than excited. Let me get to these comments, guys. I know I see you guys in the comments, so I gotta say hello. Listen, I'm calling it HH. I'm not ripping it out. And my old country Zesty Cat wouldn't exist for reason only you can imagine. Zesty Cat. Yeah, I can imagine when Zesty Cat wouldn't be around. Speaking of the New York Knicks, what are we looking at for their record right now? Let me pull up NBA standings. Let me dive into that before I kind of do a quick little discussion of. Knicks are 18-7. Are they the best? Like, are they the best team in the East right now? Because right now, I mean, the East is notoriously weak. Everybody kind of knows that, especially. Oh my God, the Cavs fall off is completely real. Nobody thought the Bulls were gonna hold on. They did not. They're like an underrated team. Like I always am like, is there an underrated team in the East? Because it feels like they're just teams in the East, but there's no one really like particularly good or bad. Like the West might be. Actually, I take that back. I think the West. Actually, they're not so different equal footing wise, but just because like the Wizards, Pacers, and Nets are so bad this year, it's not been a good standing for. But looking at the teams that played this past week, I'm incredible. I need a Steelers win. I can't be having the Ravens doing what they're about to do right now, because with what happened, it's ridiculous. Mike Tomlin, Philip wanted to reach out before we took the field. I got your letter, and I'm sorry for your illness. I promise we will go out and try to and win this for you. Get well, little buddy. The team's thoughts and prayers are with you. I'm not sick. When was I sick? Was I sick last time Mike Tomlin was here? I don't remember being sick. I'm fully healthy. I am no healthy scratch. I am not on the injury report. I'm ready to put on a helmet and go out there and beat up all the Miami Dolphins right now. I'll tell you that much. Jay says going to celebrate that NBA Cup like a world championship, then flop. Typical New York Mets team. Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance. Well, I mean, who would they? They don't play the Thunder because obviously the Spurs eliminated them. So did they play San Antonio? Is that the plan? Because I really honestly have no idea how the NBA. I mean, I kind of do, but I assume it would be San Antonio that they would probably have to match up against. I'll say this. I love. You know what I love? The funny thing is in New York is, well, any fan base really that has a great player, they're going to get really passionate. Rage baiting Knicks fans and being like, guys, Brunson's not a top 5 point guard. And then like giving like, yeah, well, I think LaMelo Ball is better than Jalen Brunson. Like saying stuff like that. Oh, it's just, it's funny. I think it's a little funny as a Suns fan. Just be like, yeah, I think Jalen Green might be better at the point guard position than Jalen Brunson. I don't even know who this Brunson guy is, really. I'm interested to see also what with the Bucks, what the move is for Giannis. Who's gonna like? Honestly, I wouldn't like if OKC goes like on a weird like somehow losing streak. They just trade for Giannis and it's all better. Like that's the only. Because like I don't think the Knicks become this is a hot take. I don't think the Knicks become a contender by trading for Giannis. I really don't. I don't think they become more. I don't think they become more of a contender than they are. That would be my take, because I think you have to give up too much to go get him. I don't know how it's gonna, because you can't. You'd have to give up Cat, right? Like I think you give up Karl Anthony Towns, and it's just a weird, because I think both of them on the floor just doesn't really make a lot of sense, in my opinion. I mean, maybe it does. But I think trying to put them both on the court, and like, who are you giving up? Like, you'd probably have to give up like OG Anunoby, and like Mikal Bridges and like multiple firsts. Maybe even they might ask for Josh Hart. Like I don't know how much John Morant and a second rounder for Brunson and Hart would put the Knicks over the top. Then some diehard pulls the. Oh my dude, no way. John Morant in New York is I think the last thing anybody needs. That's the last thing New York needs. That's the last thing the NBA needs. I think that's the last thing John Morant needs. I think I think John Morant would be like excited, but I mean I just don't think it would look good. I think it would just be like it'd be like watching a dog with like one of those little like who's unfortunately like lost their back limbs and has to use like the wheel, and like you love the dog because it's cute, but it also makes you kind of sad. You have to watch it. Like it's like, man, I wish that dog legs. I wish he did, but he doesn't. He's still adorable. He's an amazing dog. Probably the most loved dog in all the East Side, Upper East Side, but he uses a cart, and it makes you feel a little bit sad. Anyway, I'm gonna let me just go ahead real quick, make this little, I can get just my thoughts off on all the, so let's just make it simple. We'll just make it letter grades. We won't go, I won't, actually, I will make the F, like, big ol' stinky buns. Yeah, big ol' stinky. That seems like Monday night, and then Monday Night Football. Because there was just a lot of games this week, and oh, by the way, guys, guess who got an ad blocker? I did. I stopped procrastinating it, and I finally did it. I got an ad blocker, and I could not be happier. Could not be happier. I tell you what, so nice not to be bombarded with all this gobbledygook, man. We got it. Okay. Real quick, let's run through the teams. Saints. Let's start with the Saints. Saints, good job. Good job, Saints. Start right there. New Orleans. How? Brendan Aubrey box of shame. Yeah, I should have probably put someone. I had Diamond on the show, so I did not really do the box of shame, so Todd Bowles gets it twice. But honestly, probably should. Probably should get the box of shame for losing to Atlanta. But shout out Brandon Aubrey for missing 2 field goals. If he had actually made those 2 kicks, Dallas would probably have won that game. But just not. Although to be fair, like we forget that 55+ yard field goals are meant to be difficult. Just the way he's been that good is crazy. Like he's been so good at it that it's like we expect it at this point. But it's like he's really not supposed to be doing it. VP in Albania, that country is so out of whack that he doesn't even advertise. All right. Look, man, regardless, I got my ad blocker. I can't be I can't be dropping so much money on VPNs. I just gotta do what I need to do. New Orleans, though, beating Carolina, and may I say, to Carolina, buddy, I'll say big ol' stinky buns, and the reason why is very simple. Normally, like, okay, fine, Carolina, whatever. But, like, you're going to tell me you're going to try to win this division? You're going to be posting, like, oh man, can't wait for Sunday after watching Thursday Night Football, come out and lose and get swept. Not lose, get swept by Tyler Shuck. And I was talking about this with Diamond like 20 minutes ago. Carolina's just one of those teams that just finds ways to lose games. It's crazy. It's crazy to me that this is a thing that happens, and it happens all the time. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it's so sad for an organization, for fans that deserve better. Honestly, I'll say it. Fans that do deserve a little better, but my gosh, Carolina, get it together. I don't know how you're losing to New Orleans. Jets' defense makes Trevor look like Brady in Montana. Oh my gosh, Jets. Awful. I mean, I get it. Jacksonville's good. And you know what? I'll give it a D because I like to see Brady Cook, try. I like seeing Brady Cook get his first touchdown pass, his parents being excited. I'll give them points for that. But outside of that, this offense is bad. They fired their defensive coordinator in Steve Wilks, who has been, basically passed around as a defensive coordinator. Not been up to. And really, I mean, does that not fall on Aaron Glenn a little bit? And it's the same reason why I really don't buy in to Aaron Glenn right now is, look, it's your defense. You gave away all the good players. Now your defense is bad. Like, you need to learn how to coach it. Like, I don't think this defense is even going to be good next year. Like, I think they'll be better. I don't think they'll be great. Like, it's vile. You made Trevor Lawrence. You actually made people, like, fully believe in Trevor Lawrence. Like, I believe in him now. I believe in him after what he just did. Like, 6 touchdowns, that's crazy. I played against him. I played against Trevor Lawrence in fantasy, and I was heartbroken. This was without a doubt, like, one of the most insane things. Jacksonville, A+, man. Listen, that's what good teams do. Bad team comes into your building, and you just completely wipe the floor with them. That's what you're supposed to do. So good job, Jaguars. Miami and Pittsburgh don't play tonight. I am a little nervous about this game. I cannot lie. No TJ Watt, no Derek Harmon. Makes me concerned for what the defensive line is going to look like. But hopefully they can step up and play well. That's the hope anyway. It might be this game again. It's Steelers football. It could be an absolutely embarrassing loss. It could be a barely close win. They might blow them out. I never know. I really never know with this team. All I can do is hope and pray. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Hope and pray. Moving on to the AFC North rivals of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cincinnati Bengals. You got shut out. You're a big ol' stinky buns. Big ol' stinky buns tier. Why? Because you got shut out. Your quarterback played poorly. Your quarterback I'm not even sure he wants to play in Cincinnati. Like, it's just, I don't even know how he wants to play. Like, he doesn't want to play in Cincinnati. And I saw this take, there's a guy who I actually watch a lot of his sports content, Frank Michael Smith. Love the guy. I think he does some pretty good takes. He had a take this today. I just disagreed with. Joe Burrow needs to, he basically was like, Joe Burrow needs to, basically just play better. Like, we need to stop making excuses for Joe Burrow. I don't think anybody's really doing that. I think they're acknowledging that he still puts up insane amount of points with a very good wide receiver duo, despite the fact that his offensive line is cheeks. Like, Zach Taylor's just not a good offensive coach. I don't think he is. He's had 6 years. I think 6, might be 7. Maybe 7 years. 7 years to build up an offensive line in Cincinnati, and yet it's still awful. It's never been even average. It's never been in the teens. It's never been higher than 22nd. It's been lower than that. It's never in even the upper 2/3 of being a good offensive line. So I just don't see how it could be on making excuses for Joe Burrow there doesn't make sense if the offensive line is that atrocious. Players need time to throw the ball. Doesn't matter how good your receivers are, you're not getting protection. Aaron Glenn is soft serve. No way he still has a job in Dable. I think Aaron Glenn gets a little bit of cred because it's only year 1, so he gets a little safety concern. Whereas Dable, they had blown way too many leads. The Giants had just blown way too many leads at that point for Dable to keep his job, or for their defensive coordinator to keep his, or any of that. I think they had blown too many leads, and honestly, I know people want to Brian Dable won that playoff game that one time, but also Brian Dable didn't even get 10 wins that year, if you exclude that playoff game against Kirk Cousins. So, look, man, it's what have you done for me lately in this league? And it's been a while since Brian Dable was able to do it. I still would hire him as head coach personally. I just think it needed to end in New York at the way it was going. Hear me out. What if Joe Burrow went to New Orleans and just became Louisiana's best hero since Steven Seagal? I don't know, man. The Tyler Shuck train, the Tyler Shuck train might be real. I don't know. I want to see the Tyler Shuck thing play out before we send Joe Burrow back down to Louisiana. I want to see 1 year of Tyler Shuck, and then if the Bengals miss the playoffs for a 4th straight season, he's definitely getting traded. But I do think there's a real chance he does. At least it's called. I think calls will be made to the Bengals for Joe Burrow. It just depends on who has the assets to trade for him. And the only team I see right now is probably New York. I don't think New Orleans has the cap space to remotely be able to host Joe Burrow right now in their building. And then the Ravens, fine, you played well. I think they won. You shut out a team. It's good. But it's like, you should have done this the first time in your building, A. And B, like, I felt almost like doing it out of desperation. And they didn't, like, they played better. They played better than they have for the majority of the year. But this still wasn't, didn't particularly impress me. Denver, I'll give them an A. They were at home. They played against Green Bay. Bo Nix outplayed Jordan Love. That was a big one, I thought. I thought Bo Nix being able to out-duel Jordan Love, Toyota-thon Jordan Love, of all people, was very impressive. And listen, man, I know Denver feels a little fraudulent because they haven't played so many close games, but my goodness, it's Sean Payton might have his guy. I think he's always hyping up his guy apparently all the time. So, very big for him. Packers, kind of a C. Not a particularly impressive performance. Josh Jacobs looked good, but a couple bad turnovers. And I mean, listen, I know it's tough to win in Denver, but I think the Micah Parsons injury for Green Bay is devastating. I think it really knocks them out of any realistic Super Bowl contention, in my opinion. I think not having Micah and not having a legitimate number one, I think Green Bay is going to be in a very tough position going into the playoffs, and I think that may just be Chicago. That may just be the early signs that Chicago's got a much better shot than anticipated to win this. Losing Micah Parsons is just, I think, too much to bear. In fairness, leads lost are better than no leads at all. Watching the Jets is a torture. That is fair. I mean, listen. Speaking of blown leads, how about the New England Patriots? My goodness. I mean, they don't get a big old stinky, but because it was to the Bills. But to be up 24-7 at half, to be up 21 points on the Buffalo Bills, and listen, I didn't get to say this enough. I need to say this with my chest wholeheartedly. This team, genuinely, I'm going to tell you right now, so much cope. Boston fans, I'm sorry. So much cope in comments. Pats versus refs, Pat, no. You don't get to say that. Of all the teams that get to say Pats versus refs, you are 100% not one of them. It's absurd. It is absurd. I watched that game. I watched every play, and I'll tell you right now, stop it. Stop it with you were up 21-zip. You were up 24-7 at halftime. I don't want to hear it. You got no excuses losing that game. Buffalo, it was a win. I also think with Buffalo, I'll give them the A because it was a very tough opponent on the road, but I also think they still very clearly have some issues they need to fix in the rushing game. I'd be concerned. I think there is a level of concern with Buffalo Bills. And listen, I mean, it's impressive, but I do think there are some legitimate concerns for the Buffalo Bills in that rushing and the running game. Travion Henderson all over them. They got the win. Give them the credit. Hey, Cleveland, let's put you down on stinky buns. How does Shedeur Sanders do? How does Shedeur Sanders look? Oh, he looked like a rookie? Yeah, no duh. But yet, people will make excuses for Shedeur like crazy. If J.J. McCarthy had the game Shedeur had, people would be ripping him apart. They'd be doing like AI, recreate the J.J. McCarthy 9 image 100 times over, right? They'd be doing that to him. But I don't think I've even seen Shedeur Sanders in a single 9 edit. Somebody needs to make it because that was terrible. All right? We want to talk about J.J. McCarthy being the, oh my God, he sucks. Dude, Shedeur looked terrible. And like legitimately on the pick that was thrown in the end zone, when it was ripped away from Jerry Jeudy, it was like, oh man, a Shedeur dime ruined. Dude, he underthrew him. Like that's still a slight underthrow. You need to put it away from where the DB doesn't have a chance to make a play. It doesn't make any logical sense to be how we're like, oh man, but Shedeur is so good. No, like give him a chance. He's only a rookie, but you give no chance to any other. Like you ain't saying that about Cam Ward. You ain't saying that about Jackson Dart. So I don't know why some people have this idea to give Shedeur special treatment. I understand like hating on him too much, but my gosh, the guy doesn't need special treatment. Bears, A+. You held an opponent out of the end zone. That's an A+ performance. I don't know what to tell you. By the way, Philadelphia, A+. You beat up on the Raiders. That was a get-right game. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. Well done. Well done by both the Bears and the Eagles for completely dominating their opponents. Baltimore I don't put an A just because, I have my stipulations. I have my stipulations for not putting out a team that I have my stipulations for that. Raiders, yeah, fire Pete Carroll. Real quick, fire Pete Carroll. It's done. It didn't work. You had one season. Okay, Pete's lost his fastball. Pete ain't got it. Unk don't have it. It's done. Maybe they win one more game. It doesn't matter. They're going to probably have a top pick, get a new coach who can coach up Mendoza, and go from there. I wouldn't keep Pete Carroll in this locker room. The vibes ain't right. Colts. Honestly, Colts are played surprisingly well. To go into Seattle, considering what had happened, I'll give Seattle the kind of a B. These teams kind of in the same category. I put Seattle ahead just because Seattle won. But, I mean, give credit to Indianapolis. Going in with a 44-year-old quarterback and keeping it close with the Seattle Seahawks. And, frankly, Seattle didn't score. They didn't score a touchdown. I think they had to limit themselves to field goals. So, I mean, good job on them. Good job on the Colts for at least keeping it close with 44-year-old Grandpa Phillip Rivers. Pete needs the blue pill to game plan. Pete needs a lot of pills to game plan. Pete needs like a honey pack, bro. Pete Carroll needs a honey pack if he's gonna start coaching well. Like, we need to. He doesn't have it. I don't think he understands the defensive side of the game as much as he has in the past. So, just not looking great. Atlanta. Let's go back to Thursday night. Atlanta. Good job. Well done. Kyle Pitts' legacy game. It's about time. Well done. Very good work by Kyle Pitts. I was very impressed. I was very impressed by Kirk Cousins. Made me feel good. Tampa. Excuse me. 3rd and 28. Followed by a 4th and 14. And you give it up. Yeah, it's not okay. Todd Bowles, your defensive head coach. Figure it out. 7-7. The fact that Carolina doesn't lead this division right now is solely, you got Tyler Shuck to thank for that. Could you imagine if Tyler Shuck didn't exist? You'd be back probably 2 games. Actually, you also probably would have beaten the Saints. So you'd only be back 1 game. But still. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. I am excited to see what New Orleans does next year. If Tyler Shuck takes a big step in year 2, oh my God. I might freak out. That'd actually be crazy if the Saints are all of a sudden good and fun to watch again. I'm not even like a Saints fan, but I just think that'd be hilarious. Texans. I give the Texans an A+. And the reason why? Their offense. Their offense actually looked good. Nico Collins was making huge touchdowns. Nico Collins right out the gate. CJ Stroud had 3 touchdown passes. CJ Stroud finally looked like rookie CJ Stroud. They actually looked impressive. Arizona, you tried. You put up 20 points. You got Trey McBride in the end zone. You did some things with Michael Wilson, but that's about it. I mean, I understand Arizona's been banged up, but I got to give credit to Houston. If Houston can figure out their offense and it's good come playoff time, like it's doing stuff like that against other decent defenses, that's scary. That is so scary when I'm thinking about the Houston Texans. That could be, oh my gosh, Houston can make. Sorry I'm going through these so quick, but I just want to speed up. I like trying to get in roughly in an hour. I gotta get into the Steelers Dolphins game, guys. So I gotta speed run it. Rams, decent win, beating the Lions. Lions, tough way to lose. I will say, Detroit's probably better than maybe their record says, based on the way they've played. But that was a tough one to lose, being up 10, and then the Rams just kind of doing their thing and running what they do. I think Stafford's MVP, man. Every week I'm saying it. Even after the loss to the Panthers, I don't know how people want Drake May over Matt Stafford. I think it's Matt Stafford all the way, man. I really do. I think some people might look at it as weird. I don't. I think Matt Stafford deserves that MVP. Be the last thing to really get me into could be a Hall of Famer. Giants. Not the worst loss because it's you're bad. But also, dude, honestly, they both kind of belong in here. I don't feel like either one was particularly impressive. Like, the Giants weren't particularly impressive. They couldn't win the game, of course. And then at home. And then you got the Commanders, who just, like, actively tried to lose the game at the end with Chris Rodriguez. Like, what was that about? Like, that was just one of the weirdest things I had ever seen. This is it just looked like the old school days when both these teams were really bad, but also now it's the new days because now both these teams are bad again. That's the way it is. Dallas. Poor Brandon Aubrey, huh? Brandon Aubrey was probably the main reason they lost this game, but also George Pickens not having the same impact lately. It just hasn't been nearly as good. I mean, listen, you lose to 9. When you lose to 9, you're at the you're towards the bottom of the list. Meanwhile, Minnesota, a very decent win. They're out of the playoff hunt, but at least they came, they showed up. San Francisco, you did what you needed to do. You beat the Titans. Titans honestly played better than I even give Tennessee like a B. Again, going cross country, being a 2-11 team, and actually being able to somewhat compete with San Francisco, I thought was more impressive than people would give him credit for. It's a rookie quarterback struggling against cross country against San. And then KC, yeah, brother. This is it. Finally, the big news: the Kansas City Chiefs being out of the playoffs. I mean, how about it? It's going to be a new era in the AFC. I think this is Josh Allen's best time to go out and make a statement and try to win it. We'll see where it goes, but that's all I had. I just wanted to get those out of the way quick, just to kind of close out the episode. First off, I want to say thank you to Diamond. I already said that before, but thank you for Diamond for showing up today and being able to join me and have a good time on Free Refill. I'm hoping to have more guests on here, guys. I really am. I'm trying to get some more people here on the show, see who wants to tune in for a little bit, for a little yap sesh, and go from there, because I'm really trying to get it, trying to get locked in. But if you guys, thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. I've got some Steelers football to get to. I've got some Steelers to watch. Hopefully beat up some Dolphins. So I'm going to go. Hopefully we can get a win tonight. If you guys are still here, like, subscribe, share the video, comment on it, do all that good stuff. Get this video in that algorithm. Spread it like a disease. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for some primetime with Taff and Phil. Might just be me, but I'll see you there, and we can recap the entire week and do something a little bit more detailed. So I will see you guys in that one. Enjoy the rest of your night. See you tomorrow.